that's the game. And I've defeated Diablo 3. And of course, there's stuff on the higher difficulties for us should we want it. Now, as we go through the credits, I think it is time for me to... Oh, nice, fast-moving credits. How you doing, Jay Wilson? Chris Medson, love you. I love this game. I don't think necessarily it is one of the best games of all time, don't get me wrong, but I absolutely adore this game. There were some problems with it. Just the basic interface of click, 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 click. But if you didn't know you were getting into that when you got into the game, then you're not a fan of the franchise. I've gone over most of the problems that I have with the game. Some of them actually did get solved. I did not realize that in-game they do say the Nephilim are more powerful than the angels and demons, so I did get that answered for me, and I am happy to get that. But I think that one of the big flaws in this game is the cutscenes. Not necessarily the full motion videos between acts, right? The actual cutscenes in-game when the characters are talking kind of like, I don't know, it looks the same to me like it did in Warcraft 3, if that makes any sense. Just the perspective, the way that people talk with the small little animations, I feel like, we should be beyond that when it comes to these games. But overall, those are minor complaints. I think the story is great. I think that the twist in it, I didn't actually see that coming. You probably could have, but I probably just wasn't paying enough attention the first time that I played it to see that twist coming with Adria and Leah. But overall, I think the story is great. I think the gameplay is pretty much on par with Diablo 2. You could have your favorite things from Diablo 2 that didn't transfer over to Diablo 3. The lack of real customization that Diablo 2 possessed isn't here. Well, customization in Diablo 2 isn't here in Diablo 3. I fully understand that, but really, when it came down to it in Diablo 2, there really wasn't customization. If you wanted to get to the high tiers of Diablo 2, you had to follow a specific build. And so, in this game, I feel like they've kind of kept that tradition and just got rid of the guessing that was present in Diablo 2 to some extent. But overall, once again, I think this game is great, and I don't think it really deserved all the bad hype that it got. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's perfect. I've gone over most of the flaws that I think are present in the game, but overall, I think this game deserves a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. I really do enjoy it. And I really do think that it brings, the whole series to a close very nicely. Not necessarily to the point that there can't be an expansion. There's still a couple people that we need to find. And just throwing names out there, right? I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in any supposed expansion. They haven't even announced that there might be an expansion, as far as I know. But we don't know what happened to Adria. She just kind of fucked off. And we don't know what happened to Malthael. Now, I have not read the novels. There are novels for this game. I don't know if those are addressed. Those two issues are addressed in the novels. But those are just the two names that kind of stick out to me on possibilities of who I could fight in a possible expansion. Should there be an expansion, we will go back and do that. There is a secret level that I will get access to. There's another secret level that I'm kind of iffy on because it's just going there over and over again. I'll probably do that, but I have no idea when that will be done. As for now, I'm going to get the last couple ingredients, and we will go to the secret level, and then we will do Dorian Harewood. It's been fun going with you this whole time. We will go to the secret level. We'll go through that. We'll do the highest difficulty on Inferno difficulty with Buttercrust. I don't know when that's going to get started. It's not going to get started soon for those of you that are trying to keep up on a day-to-day basis. We're talking probably a month or so out before we can get that started. We are not fully there yet, but we are going to work on that. So I look forward to doing that. I have not actually gotten to that high difficulty yet. I would say that the difficulty on normal mode is pretty damn easy. I did not struggle with it at all the first time I went through it. In fact, at the end when I fought Diablo here, about halfway through the fourth act, I actually had to help out a couple guys because they just couldn't handle it anymore. So I really can't speak for the difficulty outside of Barbarians. On normal difficulty, and to a lesser extent Nightmare difficulty, Nightmare is not that much more difficult at all. But in terms of the normal difficulty, it's pretty easy. I don't struggle with it. Outside of a couple people that played other classes, I don't know people that have struggled with it. Maybe they just rushed through it trying to get to the end. If you take the time, explore, it's a pretty easy game on normal difficulty. But from what I understand, Inferno mode is very difficult to the point that things can one-shot you. So we will see how I feel about the difficulty when we get to that level and everything in between. But as for right now, normal difficulty is actually easier than this difficulty. Tyler fucks. You can't throw that out at me and not have me respond, game. There are a lot of people. No wonder the credits are going so damn fast. Holy crap. Product analysts. How much product analysis did you need? I will say, though, that I do feel like this game was rushed slightly. I feel like they had to do some spot fixing along the way when it comes to the game. And they did have to abandon. There's no other way to put it. They did have to abandon the competitive multiplayer. You can say that duels are competitive multiplayer, but... Oh, somebody died. But there really isn't anything there in terms of competitive multiplayer. It's dueling. It's the same thing that was in Diablo 2, and I wouldn't really consider Diablo 2 a PvP game, a player versus player game, and I wouldn't consider this a player versus player game. I was kind of hoping that they would turn it into one, have that aspect to it where you could go to the arena and take care of that, but that did not work out. They couldn't balance it from what I understand. And that's fine. I understand that, but they promised it. They said it was there. They had us try it at BlizzCon, and that they knew how much people wanted it. There was a line around the entire, I don't even know, the grid of computers, I guess I'll say, all the way around waiting for the arena. And then if you go to the single player, the beta, there was damn near no line. So they knew how much more people wanted to do the arena as opposed to the single player just going through it. Well, there was even multiplayer co-op on the story side, but everybody wanted to do arena, and it was a lot of fun doing arena, but unfortunately they could not get it to work, so I'm a little upset at them for that. That and the auction house are really the main flaws with the game. If they had delivered on the arena and not done the auction house whatsoever, I think the game would be a lot better received by the general public, but it just did not work out that way, unfortunately. But like I said, still a very, very good game. I fully enjoyed it. I'm sure there are people that still want to say, some of the problems that they have with it. I'll be happy to hear them, but really for me, this game is a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, that's what I want. There's possibly problems that I haven't encountered on the higher difficulties when it comes to Paragon levels, which they had to add later on, Magic Find, killing the elites, and all that kind of stuff. That I can't really speak to, but as of now, I'm happy with this game. I really do like this game. So I would actually suggest it to people that are fans of the franchise. If you like Diablo 1, if you like Diablo 2, it's more of the Diablo 2 style. If you like the previous two games, I would absolutely recommend this game. And I think it is a lot of fun. And I think you'll have a lot of fun going through it. Once again, things might not work out the way that you expect, but that's not really the game's fault, if you ask me. That's more of your expectations of the game. But in terms of music, of dialogue, of voice acting, of story, I think it was all very well done, except for kind of how the cutscenes took place. I wish there was more full motion videos and less of the, I don't want to say isometric perspective, because, you know, but the camera shooting down on the 3D sprites that are just making small movements. I wish there was less of that and more of the full motion video cutscenes. I think those work a lot better. Maybe even different camera angles, zooming in so we can see more details on the characters. That was pretty much it. You know, those were the only 3 things that I could come up with for problems with the game. Outside of that, it was really the handling of the game that people had an issue with. So I would recommend this game, definitely. And I can't believe that the credits are still going. There are a lot of people to thank for this game, apparently. Are they thinking there? Was there one guy named Gandalf up there? What the hell? Are they thinking their IT department, like at Blizzard? Whatever. There are way too many people being thanked for this. You know, like, he brought me a cup of coffee. Thank you. You get your name in the game. Nicely done. Information services technicians. All I will say, though, is that in games like this, there is a tendency to put, like, 10 programmers and then, like, 300 quality assurance people. And that's when you usually know disaster recovery. There's a guy for disaster recovery. There are a lot of people. That's when you see more quality assurance people than you see programmers. That's usually a sign of a problem. But because Blizzard is such a global force, they have to have all these different teams around the world, in Latin America and China, in particular China, and in particular Korea, and in particular Japan, and then Southeast Asia. I don't think there's an African team. I'm not trying to be mean, but as far as I know, there aren't very many people on the continent of Africa that are purchasing this game. Maybe people from Egypt, you know, but sub-Saharan Africa, I don't think there are. Canada, Latin America. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anybody in Africa at all. I don't know how well received this is overseas because it does have these religious undertones to it, but I've always appreciated the religious undertones to the game. I think it draws upon a lore that is rich, and therefore it enriches itself, if that makes sense. You can kind of point to Malthael, right? He was the aspect of wisdom, and even though he kind of sounded like Michael to me at the start, he went in his own direction here, and now he sounds more like Gandalf at the beginning of Lord of the Rings. He just goes off and disappears for a long time. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the books, after Gandalf discovers that Frodo has the ring, well, he knows he has a ring, he goes off for like 20 years to research everything in the library. I know way too much about Lord of the Rings. And then he comes back, and of course in the movie, that's like one scene, 20 years, and Elijah Wood hasn't aged a day. Damn it. So much going on in this game. I felt like, especially in the backgrounds, like I said, I truly appreciated the backgrounds going on, and I still can't believe that these are still going on. They're thanking the HR people. Do you really need to thank the HR people? You can thank the talent scout. I'm cool with you thanking talent scouts. You're thanking the accountants. Why are you thanking the accountants? They're the ones that limited you from the beginning. They're the ones that said, you can't work on this for another year. Damn it, it's their fault. No, I don't know whose fault it is. That this game does have aspects to it that do seem rushed. But like I said, overall, it's still a very, very good game. Except for the credits. The credits are starting to make me question my score. Screw it, you guys aren't getting a 9.5 anymore. You're getting a 9 because the credits are so damn long. Holy crap, what is this, like 5-10 minute credits? How many more people do you need to thank? You had to thank the people that bought you the facilities where you work. Is that what's going on here? And then we just got to customer support. Holy crap, how many people are they going to have in customer support? Blizzard has excellent customer support from what I understand. But I know there's got to be a ton of people. Ah, you messed up the spacing on that line. Right there. Right there, you messed that up. You weren't ready for that guy to have a long last name, Brunatini. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be a ton of people here. They don't necessarily seem to be in alphabetical order. Actually, they kind of are. Oh, crap. So, I don't know if I have anything more to talk about the game. Like I said, we will come back to do the higher difficulties. Well, not the higher difficulties, just the highest difficulty. I'll be back with Buttercrust. We'll take on Inferno. In case you are curious, he is leveling up a Witch Doctor. That is his favorite one. He loves some of the skills for that. As far as I know, he doesn't have a Troll move for me yet. I'm sure he's working on that. But he doesn't have one yet. That's really as far as we're going. He might be better than me in terms of how he's doing against the enemies, because he's ranged. So he can kill a lot of enemies before I even get there on Nightmare difficulty. That shows you how easy of a time we're having. But once again, we're still on Nightmare, so it'll take us some time to get through the end of that. We are on Act 4. We just made it to heaven in Nightmares, so it'll be a little bit of time getting through that, and then Hell difficulty, we'll see how much time it'll take us to get through that. Wait, we have to go through a whole nother list of customer support? Did I miss something? Like, is this like the Canadian customer support? Nah, it can't be the Canadian customer support. There aren't that many people in Canada. What is going on? Just at the end of this, you better thank me for watching the credits here. You have to thank me not only for playing, but you have to thank me for watching this. I'm putting everybody's name out there. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever seen credits this long. For whatever reason, I don't remember the credits going on this long when I first beat the game. I probably walked away, to be honest with you. I probably just went off and got something to drink or something, and it still wasn't done. What the hell, game? What the hell? Why are there so many people? Why are there so many people that need to get credit for this? I understand Blizzard is a big company. Don't get me wrong. I realize that World of Warcraft still has, I think, still over 6 million subscribers. And then, quick math, $15 a month, 6 million. Holy crap, they're raking in the dough. Thank you to our players. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Damn right. Damn right. Why'd you squeeze me in with the family and friends? I am better than the family and friends. Damn it, tree guy. We just got to special things. Who are the flesher? Thank you to burritos. You nourished us this whole time, and you damn near destroyed our bathroom. Why are we thanking burritos? And Steve Jobs. They thanked Steve Jobs at the end. They didn't put in loving memory. Did he die before this game came out? I think he did. It's weird that they would put him out there. Maybe they're just like, we used Apple, so thank you, Steve Jobs. We used Macs here because it helped us slightly with the rendering of graphics. I don't know. I don't design anything with graphics. Maybe Macs are better for that. All I know is that I'm a gamer and therefore I have PCs. And Monotype. Isn't Monotype a font? Are they thinking they're fonts, people? Holy crap. Now we gotta get into legal jargon. Now we have to thank the people that wrote the legal jargon. And a final thank you to Steve, who made the credits. And it took him the entire process of making this game to thank everybody that worked for us, ever worked for us, will work for us in the future, and all their kids, families. Oh, and by the way, thank you, players. It got squeezed in there somewhere. But that is finally the end of the credits. And now they just automatically move us forward to Nightmare difficulty, Act number 1. I'll be skipping the Nightmare difficulty. Well, as I said, we'll go straight into Inferno next time. That's going to do it for these parts of Let's Play Diablo 3. I've been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by our warrior, the Enchantress. She doesn't get shown off here. And we've been joined by everybody in the credits, who I will name one by one. No. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.